And this is one of my favorite prospects. Um, Tyler Black. Tyler Black is with the AAA affiliate with the Brewers. He is 23 years old. He's 5'10", 204 pounds. He won't turn 24 until mid next year. He was drafted in 2021. Um, Overall pick 33. That was in the compensatory picks. But what he did in 2023 is something that I've loved. I loved it last year, and I love it even more this year. So he was in Double A and Triple A. He had 308 at bats in Double A. He batted 273 on base percentage of 411, slugged 513. On base plus slugging is 924 with 14 home runs, 47 stolen bases. He got the promotion to AAA, 142 at bats, batted 310, on base of 428, slugged 514 with a whopping on base plus slugging of 942. Another 4 home runs and an extra 8 stolen bases for on the season, 73 stolen, or not on the season, that is a career, I'm sorry. On the season, 55 stolen bases and 18 home runs. Tyler Black, to me, I'm in love with. This guy, he's my guy. I'm hoping he plays second. Um, that's just a hope for me. But Ross, Doc, you guys jump into it. You argue. You can say whatever you want. You're going to be wrong if you don't love him.
Take it, Doc. Tell us what you got.
All right, I will. Yeah, so he's a real Canadian hoser, eh? This guy's from Toronto, Canada. And he's playing hockey growing up, and then he said, "No, I want to go smack some dingers at the park, bud." Uh, so, yeah, it's hard to get that out. Eh? So no, this guy's a beaut. He, starting off with that defensive thing, I want to jump off that. That's going to be the big factor. This bat plays. It plays real. I think it plays even better for fantasy than real life. But I think on base is on base. You're getting on base. You're in the lineup. As long as you're not a liability. And so I'm hearing he's playing a lot of third base, which is weird because I'm also hearing he's got kind of a softer arm. I'm like, not really sure how that goes long term. But it's like, someone was saying maybe he plays first. I'm like, 5'10". I don't think so. That seems odd. Second base makes sense to me. But I'm not really on the ground seeing his fluidity, which is something you want to see. Like, wow, what a great word! How'd that come out of there? But maybe they stick him in a corner. He's fast. It's a very strange situation because he seems like the kind of guy stealing these bases and kind of an athletic build. You think he's like what's holding him back from his defensive capabilities, and maybe he does improve, which would be awesome because especially if he plays some position like second base, that's a huge advantage for us. Now, something I want to touch on real quick is there was this perception that he kind of had a little late season dip. That's not completely unfounded. He got promoted to AAA in August and proceeded to bat 209 in August with a 333 OBP. It's not good, but what I love is how he responded to that adversity, because that's going to happen in the big leagues. So you're seeing in September, pretty much an equal sample size, 24 games versus 18 games. He had a 413 batting average with a 519 on base percentage. Are you kidding me? More walks and strikeouts. I think for, the stolen bases in general went down in the second half. Maybe his legs got tired. He still had 15 stolen bases roughly over about 60 games. You're still, that's great. I think you're looking at something like this is clearly a 30, 40, who knows? You don't want to predict much more than that, but he's a big stolen base threat. My question would be, what power are we going to see at the big league level? And, they say sometimes power is the last to show up. Then again, he's a little on the older side of a prospect. What has he got here? What are we seeing? We've seen over 2 leagues. We've got 18 home runs, 450 at bats. Maybe he's more of a 15 home run guy in the big leagues. I don't know. If he's got 400 OBP or something, and 30 or 40 stolen bases, doesn't matter. Turn it over to you, Ross. What do you think?
No, if he's putting up those numbers, I don't think it matters. I think you want him in fantasy. I would say, to me, the stolen bases was a huge surprise. And we gave him a nickname this year, the running man. And it's because I was so shocked by all the stolen bases he was putting out there early on in the season, and it seems like it was flying under the radar. Like people weren't noticing that all of a sudden Tyler Black was running every chance he got, and he did. You're right. He slowed down significantly later on in the season upon promotion. I'm not sure what that's all about. You're right. Maybe he got tired. I don't exactly know. Something to keep an eye on. I never pegged him as a huge volume stolen base guy early on. I saw him more as an on base kind of intelligent hitter, like a guy that's going to be a contributor to a major league team as a result, with decent power but not great power. But if he's stealing 30 to 40 bases a year, if he gets up to that number in the major leagues, then he's a difference maker. I'm pretty interested in Tyler Black overall. I think I boosted him a little too highly early on in the season in my rankings, and I did readjust that and moved him down. He's closer to about 30 overall for me, but I still value him very, very highly. Brian, I got a face comp for him that nobody's going to get except for, me and some of our closer friends. Tyrell.
Yeah, he does look like. I was going to mention
Black looks like Tyrell, our buddy Tyrell.
I was going to mention it, but nobody was going to get it besides our small group. He does look like Tyrell, big time.
Yeah. So that's my comp there. I'm sure he plays baseball a lot better.
Oh yeah, and this will touch home a little bit to Doc a little bit since it is being from Canada and stuff. Turner, Montana. Which is literally on the border. Tyrell walks out his house, his backyard's in Canada.
Yeah, that's the other side of Canada from where I'm from. That's the cool side of Canada where they got cowboys and mountains and stuff. Yeah. I'm basically from like more like I'm just from like Detroit and Buffalo kind of area. It's nothing, the glorious weather where it's always spring break.
Tyler Black to me, guys. He's an absolute go get him. I really don't even care about the price. This is just one of those prospects that I've planted my flag on. He is an absolute go get him, and I don't care what it costs.
I can agree that he should be a go get him. Yeah, I think he's worth more than he's probably valued by the marketplace.
Go get him.
There you go. There it is.